one of the biggest things that I had to do, especially when I first started my journey, was I had to kind of remove myself because I really wanted to lose weight, which means I was gonna have to eat healthy, which means I was gonna have to start exercising, basically doing everything that I'm not used to doing. And when you first start something, it's really hard to create new habits and new routines because it's just not something you're used to. What up, you guys? So today is rest day. Um, I know I never take a rest day, so let's give me a round of applause for taking a rest day. It was not by choice, okay? It was by, well, you always have a choice, but it was more so because I was sore. My traps, like behind my shoulder blades, like that area was just really tight this morning. Like even turning my head to the side was hurting. It feels so much better now, but I noticed it yesterday afternoon, and then this morning when I woke up, like it was hard for me to even like bend my neck, like bend my head and like turn this way. Like it was like a soreness right in the back part of my shoulder. So I was like, let's not do this today because today is back, biceps, and abs, so we'll actually do that tomorrow. But yeah, I decided let me listen to my body and just take a day off, which I'm glad I did because, like I said, I feel so much better already, and the day's not over. So rest day. What did I do today? I still ate clean. I made me an egg sandwich this morning for breakfast out of just egg. I have been craving an egg for a while now. I don't know why. It was just random. So I made it just egg. That was really good on a hoagie roll with some grape jelly and some vegan cheddar cheese. And I put onions and bell peppers in it. It was really good. And then for lunch today, today's just like a day of sandwiches, which is crazy because I really don't eat that much bread, but today was a bread day. So for lunch today, I had a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, but instead of steak, it was mushrooms, and I had some French fries with that. And today, I'm going to be making some hamburgers out of the veggie ground that I made for the spaghetti because I had saved half of that. So that'll be for dinner tonight, so in about an hour. But you guys, well, this is what I want to talk to you guys about because I was trying to figure out, okay, if it's a rest day, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about life. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about life and just all about self-improvements and, trying to be the better version of yourself every single day. And I strive for that every day. Some days are easier than others. Some days I feel like I'm successful at it. Some days I feel like I'm not. But it's just like living and learning and just doing the best that you can. One thing that I can say, which I've told you guys a lot on my weight loss journey, I feel like I learned a lot about myself. And I learned a lot about being consistent. I learned a lot about being disciplined. I learned a lot about not making excuses. I learned a lot about blaming yourself for where you are in life. And that's a really tough pill to swallow. And I think a lot of times people struggle with that because that means you have to literally blame yourself. And who likes to blame themselves? Who likes to look at themselves in the mirror and realize that the reason why you are where you are in life is because of the decisions that you chose to make or the decisions you didn't choose to make, right? But at the end of the day, you're where you're at because of you. But what I can say is the reason why I was so successful on my weight loss journey this time around, because I have tried to lose weight for years and years and years, and was never really successful at it, right? I would lose some weight, then gain it back, lose some weight, gain it back. And it was just like a roller coaster ride. And this time around, why was I able to do it? Because I realized that everything takes time and you can't give up. We give up a lot. I know I've given up a lot on so many great ideas that I had, but because I didn't see the results in the time frame that I wanted or expected to see them, I would just completely give up on the whole vision. And when you're trying to lose weight, you can't do that. Because if you give up on the weight loss, then you're just going to be the same overweight person that you've been. Nothing's going to change. You have to keep going. You have to decide, like, I'm not going to give up on this. Even if I gain weight this week, I'm going to figure out what I did wrong so that next week can be a better week. And that's what my entire weight loss journey looked like. It was constantly evaluating every single week and trying to tweak and perfect it. And by perfect, I mean, I'm putting that in air quotes because nothing's ever going to be perfect, but there's always room for improvement, right? So let's say I got on the scale one week and I lost no weight. Well, that's possible, but it's also possible that maybe I didn't stick to my plan. Maybe I went out to eat a couple of times and I shouldn't have. Maybe I did some snacking and I shouldn't have. Maybe I didn't drink water. Maybe I was drinking soda or juice, something like that, right? It's typically something that I was doing wrong that led me to not lose weight that week. And I had to analyze that, figure that out so the following week I could do better. And you can't give up. And that applies with everything. Like giving up, I feel like when you give up now, you're wasting your own time. Because think about it, you're putting all this hard work into something. And again, this isn't just for weight loss, this could be for anything. You're putting so much hard work into something, right? You're trying really, really hard to get something done, and then you just give up because in 2 weeks you thought that you would be able to accomplish this big goal and it didn't happen. Well, you literally just wasted your time the past 2 weeks because you're giving up on that idea today, right? So why do that? Like, we don't have much time. Time is our most valuable asset. So the biggest thing that I can say is don't give up. Just keep trying and keep critiquing yourself. And, you know, sometimes, a lot of times, we are who we spend the most time around. And that's a really big thing, especially like when you're trying to lose weight. I know for me, like I came from a family of overweight, right? Everyone in my family is overweight that I know. I don't know my entire family, but the people that I do know are overweight. So one of the biggest things that I had to do, especially when I first started my journey, was I had to kind of remove myself because I really wanted to lose weight, which means I was going to have to eat healthy, which means I was going to have to start exercising, basically doing everything that I'm not used to doing. And when you first start something, it's really hard to create new habits and new routines because it's just not something you're used to. So if I didn't remove myself for the time being, you know, hanging out with family and friends who don't prioritize health and wellness, then that's just going to hold me back. And sometimes we don't want to get uncomfortable when we're trying to make changes. But what we have to realize is in order to be something new, to be something better, that means you have to change something about your current situation. So for me, I had to change being around people who don't prioritize healthy living, right? And I'm not sitting here saying I don't talk to my family or I don't see them. That's not the case at all. But at the end of the day, I want you guys to realize that you are a reflection of who you spend the most time around. So if you spend your time around a whole bunch of winners, then you're going to win. But if you also spend your time around a whole bunch of losers, then you could also be a loser. And that's whatever you classify that as, right? Like what I may classify as a loser may not be what you classify as a loser. Like that's all perspective. But I just want you to understand that you are a reflection of who you spend the most time around. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing. And another thing that I can say that I had to give up a lot of hanging out with friends, because most of the time when you're hanging out with friends, you're going out to eat. It's always like some type of happy hour or something that involves drinks or just foods that don't align with the weight loss goals. And that's cool and all, but if you're trying to lose weight, that's not cool. Like you can't do that. You have to create new habits. So my new habits are eating at home. I eat at home a lot. Even to this day, I rarely go out. There might be some weeks where I'm, ordering out more than others, but overall, I don't go out to eat that much. I cook most of my food at home. But that's a habit that I had to adapt on my weight loss journey. I used to be a DoorDash gal, okay? I used to Uber eat and DoorDash everything, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And don't even ask me how I could afford to do that because that is really, really, really expensive. I don't know how I was able to afford to do that. But the point I'm making is I was always eating out. I was always ordering food. Always, always, always. Now I rarely do that. So see how I had to change my habits so that I could create new ones, new routines that would align with the healthier version of me. And every day I'm still critiquing myself. There's always something that I could improve on, something I could do better. But I'm able to make those changes because I really want to continue down my healthy lifestyle path, okay? So I just want you guys to realize that you can't give up, and you're gonna have to create new habits, new routines. Something else that I started doing actually when I was losing weight was I started going to bed on time. And I also get up early every day, even today. Like, even though I didn't go to the gym, I was still up and out of the bed by 6 o'clock this morning. I didn't lay in bed till 10, and I still kept the same routine minus the gym. So during the time that I would have been at the gym, I was making content, right? I still kept the schedule alive, right? I just think that, and again, everyone's going to have their own opinion on this, but my opinion is you should prioritize getting in bed at a certain time so that you can get up at a certain time. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is, but that's just me. You might not agree with that, but that's something that I learned along on my journey, because I used to be the type, some days I would get up super early and be productive, and then some days I would allow myself to go to bed at 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning and then not get up till 10 or 11 and then bullshit the rest of the day. And I just feel like I am a more disciplined person now today because I prioritize going to bed by 9:30 at the latest. I prioritize getting up out of the bed by 5:30 in the morning. That's just become a part of who I am. That's become my routine, and I don't break it. I don't break it. There have been times where I've been invited to hang out or whatever, and I decline because the event or whatever it's going to be is going to push me back past my bedtime, which means I'm going to get up later the next day, which means it's going to push me back on my whole schedule. But my schedule, my routine, and who I am today is really important to me. And I'm not willing to change that for anybody, right? I don't care what's going on. And maybe if it's a wedding, but even if there's a wedding going on, I'm still going to try to leave the wedding at a certain time so I can still be in bed at a certain time. Do you get what I'm saying? Something else that I don't do anymore, which I've told you guys multiple times, I don't drink. I don't drink at all. And I did have a drinking problem. I can own that. But, I feel like I don't, like, there could be a bottle of alcohol in the house. I'm not going to be tempted to drink it. It's not like that or anything. I can be around people who are drinking. I don't want to be around drunk people. That's annoying. But I can sit at a table with people who are drinking and not feel like the urge to drink. So at this point, it's more of a choice. I choose not to drink because I've realized that alcohol does nothing for me. It's not going to make me productive. It's not going to help me lose weight, right? If anything, it's going to put me back. And then the next day, I'm going to not be feeling like myself because I allowed myself to drink the night before. So I don't drink anymore. And I'm okay with that because the version of who Jasmine wants to be in the future is a very disciplined woman, a very consistent woman, a very hardworking woman. And alcohol just doesn't align with that. It's not creating any benefits for me except for in that moment of maybe having some fun, maybe loosening up a little bit, making it easier to talk, but that's not really important to me. You know what I mean? So I just want you guys to understand that when you guys are on this weight loss journey, this fitness journey, or whatever journey you're on, you have to be willing to give up a lot of stuff to get to that version or that goal for you. And you have to ask yourself, are you really ready to do that? Because a lot of times people say, oh yeah, that sounds cool, till it's actually time to do it, right? Losing 50 pounds sounds great. It sounds amazing until it's actually time to lose the 50 pounds, right? So what does that mean? No soda, no going out to eat, being consistent in the gym, cooking your meals at home, only eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, right? Eating more whole foods, unprocessed foods. That's where it no longer is fun. That's when the idea is no longer cool, right? But that's what you have to do in order to lose weight. So, just think about that. Ask yourself, what kind of things could you improve on your journey, your weight loss journey or whatever, so that you can finally get the results that you want. And then last but not least, you guys, just don't quit. Like, don't give up on it. It's hard. Everything that I've done these past few years is really, really hard. But it gets to a point where I just don't allow people to distract me. I don't allow things to distract me. I don't really watch the news because I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to be constantly worrying about the economy, and now I'm letting that energy seep into my business, and now I'm making irrational decisions based off of stress about what CNBC told me was going on with the economy. You know what I mean? Like, I just like to stay locked in and stay focused on what I'm doing so that I can continue to get the results that I'm getting. Don't be distracted. Don't let people's opinions about stuff and what they think dictate what you do. At the end of the day, the only person you can really trust is yourself. So if you have an idea or if you're working on something, then just go with that. Don't listen unless someone's doing better than you, unless someone has achieved what you want to achieve, then yes. But if it's people who like, they don't know because they haven't done it or they're not trying to, don't listen to those people. Excuse me. They don't know. Only listen to yourself, or listen to people who are in better positions than you. So if you're going to listen to someone, if you're trying to lose weight, then yeah, listen to someone who has lost weight. They may be able to give you some good information, but you can't listen to someone who is still overweight about weight loss, right? That doesn't make sense. So, just keep all of that in mind, and just don't give up. Like I said, it's hard. It's going to be hard. If it wasn't hard, nobody would be overweight, right? It's easy to be overweight. It's hard to stay in shape. It's hard to eat healthy. It's hard to run a successful business. It's hard to follow your dreams. It's hard to get out of the matrix, right? It's hard to do those things, but only certain people are willing to do them because only certain people are willing to not give up. I used to give up all the time. And I told you guys before that I had so many brilliant ideas of things that I wanted to do, which to this day I still feel like were brilliant. But at the time in which I came up with the idea, I didn't have all the tools that I needed mentally to achieve those goals. If I was who I am today, back then, I know for a fact I would have been able to achieve all of those goals. But I just didn't have all those tools that I have now. So, just keep that in mind. Don't give up on it. It's coming. As long as you are consistent, as long as you show up for yourself every day, as long as you continue to make new habits and new routines that actually align with your goals, you're going to reach your goals, okay? Nobody has given something 1,000% and showed up every single day and not achieved the goal. It's only the people who didn't do what needed to be done who didn't reach their goals, okay? So just keep all of that in mind. Let me know down in the comments what you're working on, what habits you guys have created for yourself, what routines you've created. I would love to hear them. There's so many things that I've done differently now than years ago, and they're not even just about weight loss. Like, it's just about being a better person in general, being a more productive person in general. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Tomorrow we will be hitting back biceps and abs because I no longer feel sore. So I know for a fact we're hitting back biceps and abs tomorrow. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.